The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Well, hello and good morning, everybody. Well, it's good morning for us. You could be listening to us anytime because we're that available. But before we even go any further, we are What's the Script? My name is Chris, and again, I am joined by the man, the myth, the fable, the guy that is able, Craig. How are you, sir?
Well, thank you for that intro. You forgot to put in the guy that needs a shave and the guy who's wearing t-shirts that are far too big for him and looking like a piece of shit. I'm good, mate. I'm actually good. Glad to be off for the first of 4 days and spending some quality time with my Padawan learners who have just fucked into school.
Go on now.
You all
Go.
right?
Aye, mate, I'm tickety boo, like you. 4 days off today is a please. That's right. Wave the peepee.
Pinky's out, tickety boo.
Aye, but ready to be off and be a free thing in life. Know what I mean? But so welcome back, everybody. And before we even get started talking about what we're doing today, we shout out to Quaint for tunes again. So it's a catchy wee tune that I like it.
Share
I play it often.
your dreams with me because I'm struggling to breathe. I don't know it.
Aye, it's smashing. Shout out to our wee podcast, Village Seismic. What's I was going to say, what's the script there? Like that? Shout out to ourselves.
And nobody else shouts it for his fuck's sake, so aye. Shout out for ourselves.
The Breakfast Club and Diabolical. Yeah, then give them a wee listen and all that, see what they're up to. And I'll hand it out to Craig again for Native Origins because he's the man on the scene with his finger on the pulse. Craig.
Aye, very quickly before Skynet fucking launches the missiles, right? No, as we've been saying for weeks now, we're very proud and privileged to be sponsored and be in conjunction with Native Origins, who will be, they are a very up-and-coming sport and leisure wear manufacturer who will be hitting your digital screens, digital shops even, in the very, very near future. I know I've been saying that for weeks, but there's like T's to cross and dots to I before Tim can go public with it, you know what I mean? But he's got stock in. I've seen it. I've not smelt it. I've not wore it yet. But he's got it in. He's had it on. He's had the wins. He's been pimping out his children like we advertising boards.
He doesn't actually pimp out his children.
Aye, no, metaphorically speaking. I get a punishment exercise for not wearing my uniform. You'll wear that fucking hoodie and you'll wear it all day. So, listen, just thanks to Tim and Native Origins and stick with us and we'll give you more info when we have it.
There you go, Native Origins.
Wear the legacy.
Aye, wear it. Aye. So anybody that was paying attention and was listening last week, we will be doing 1991's Terminator 2. But as usual, before we even step in to the world of the future, well, technically the past because technically Judgment Day already happened. But what were your recent watches?
The first one did, remember. Alternate timelines are a whole nother bit of movies. But sorry, mate, what did I watch?
Aye, but anyway, mate, what was your recent watches?
Right, well, I am now on the sixth and final series of The Rookie, which is a good thing, but also very sad because it's going to be ending in about 22 episodes. So I finished Grotesquerie, which was smashing, absolutely smashing. If you like American Horror Story, and is it Ryan Murphy? This is for you. It's brilliant. Film wise, I don't know why, but after last week's pod, I get the tune in my head right. Na, 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 na. So I stuck fucking Last of the Mohicans on, and then realised why the tune's in my head because every 2 seconds that tune just
Aye.
bursts in. How are you? I'm good. Aye, all right, mate. So I watched that. Tremendous, obviously. 1992. I took a punt and watched The Platform on Netflix, which is an inward look at the human psyche through the means of a future that is no very good looking if you're in this fucking place. I'm not going to say any more on it, right? I'm not going to say any more about it. It's called The Platform. It's on Netflix. I advise you watch it. It's a very, very good film, inward thinking and blah, blah, blah. The Platform 2 I watched after it wasn't any better, but it was a wee bit worse. But watch the first one. I watched... What the fuck is that I wrote down? Whitman. Whitman. 2007. Oh, Hitman. Hitman. Oh, that predictive text is coming through again.
I thought you'd made up a superhero for the podcast. It's Whitman.
Glaswegian by day, questionable superhero by night. Are you here to save me? Whitman? So Hitman 2007, starring somebody we like, Mr. Oliphant. I love the game, obviously. I've got what side is it on? I've got the Hitman tattoo somewhere on my neck.
It's there. Aye, you had it. It's on your right side there.
Right, cool. And the other thing I watched was last night, and that was Time Cut, which has just appeared on my Netflix as well, which is a good wee story. It's a bit, I would say, aimed at maybe teenagers, but it was good. Good idea and all that. Worth a watch, I would say. But apart from that, mate, I've been scrolling a lot of the American election campaign is what I've been taking my time up and on. Because even though I was born in Govan, I was born to be an American with Donald Trump in my side. I'm only kidding. To all our American listeners, I thoroughly enjoyed the back and forth, sitting with my arms folded, laughing with a Cuban cigar. It was all scratching each other's eyes out. And although I have no dog in the fight, I was rooting for Big DT. But there we go. That's just our used ones in Britain, especially Scotland, that were greeting about him winning on that. That's just get it up. I like it if you don't. Anyway, Chris, that's enough for me.
It was a good final season of USA, that, wasn't it? Can't wait to the next one.
What about you, mate? What have you been watching the past week?
Well, mine has been a bit scarce. This week. I watched Master and Commander.
Brilliant.
Far Side of the Earth. Smashing film. You usually watch it a couple of times a year. Didn't like it to begin with, but it's grew on me. Like a mushroom in the dark.
Don't let it into your brain!
Then I watched Cinderella Man. It's a smashing film. Anybody's not seen that. Again, Russell Crowe. True story, biopic, boxer. If you like the boxing films, you'll enjoy it. And after that, I just stayed on Disney Plus, by the way, because I'm not getting rid of it soon. And I watched Remember the Titans. A wee bit of the human spirit coming to the fore, people. It's a wee feel-good film, that. And then, I don't know why, but I just started watching My Name is Earl again. I think it's just a comfort thing because it's fucking tremendous. And anybody says different, I will see yous at Tokro's Park, 3 o'clock, for the old fisticuffs.
Aye. And just says, aye, I'll be there beside him because after you get your doing, I'll be lying on your back, plucking out your eyeballs and pissing in the holes with Burnie P.
Aye. But that was all for me because, again, I've said to you, mate, I cancelled the Cineworld's fucking unlimited card because I'm not sitting on a fucking.
Sad day, that.
Aye.
It's a sad day, that.
That's it. Aye, because I'm not sitting in a bus 40 minutes to go watch a film to then jump on a bus for 40 minutes again. Fuck that. Nah. You've made your bed, lie in it, Cineworld. But that's it. That was me. That was the recent watches for Bayfiers.
Cool.
Oh.
But, hold on.
I was like, I shot myself there, by the way. I seen your door moving. I was like, oh, it's haunted.
Haunted door. Aye.
But aye, mate. So, Terminator 2, 1991. Unless you're on Prime, and the one I watched, it said 1993. So,
Aye, that's fucking weird, isn't it? Must have been a digital remaster, as I says.
aye, digital remaster or some carry on. But before we get into the film, mate, what else happened in 1991?
1991. Well, first of all, I was, 13 years old. And I wasn't taking much notice about world events back then. But let's rewind the tape.
I knew there was that, mate. I was just a dirty thought.
You were just a dirty thought. You were a stain. And let's go back to the year. Back to the year. Back to the year of our film. Here was Craig. Yeah. World events. Now, disclaimer, folks, we have done a 1991 film previously in this series. We've done backdrafts, so a lot of the good shit was taken. So I've had to lift up the broken pallets and see what was underneath them. You know what I mean? World events was that this. I'm sure we mentioned this as well. The Soviet Union was dissolved. Aye, I did. We did mention that, didn't we? That was broke up like a biscuit. The Persian Gulf War started as well. Germany regains its independence, as we know. The Rodney King beating, that happened as well. He got his balls kicked, that boy. Causing quite an amount of riots in the LA and that. And also there was the Somalian Civil War. So there we go. As I say, all the good ones were taken, mate. Films, but along the same breath here. Films that I think that we didn't mention before were Sleeping with the Enemy, Point Break, smashing, New Jack City, The Omen 4, which I don't think I've seen, by the way, and the classic box office tear up that was Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest Goes to Camp's my personal favourite, but there we go. Music wise, I Want to Sex You Up by Colour Me Bad. Fantastic. Now That We Found Love by Heavy D and the Boys. Rush Rush by Paula Abdul. Rhythm of My Heart by Rod Stewart, who's not Scottish and will never be Scottish, even though he tries to be Scottish. Fuck you, Rod. And of course, the belter and album opening track to the unnamed album, Enter Sandman by Metallica. Couple of deaths, not a lot. I've put in here Freddie Mercury. He done his last. Gene Roddenberry, the man behind the Star Trek. Red Fox, who was a famous stand-up comedian and actor as well. And I had to look to see his face, and I was like, "Is that him? Aye, for Fred Fox, I do know him." You'll Google him, you'll know him. And jazz legend Miles Davis expired. All right, so there we go, folks. That was 1991. Very condensed for me, for a wee change, wasn't
it? Aye. Well, Freddie Mercury, he did say his last "Hi-oh" and his first "Cheerio." Oh,
These
Got a lot of time for
were the
Freddy.
days of our lives. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Aye. Oh, I was smashing the boy.
Aye, aye, aye. Right. Anyway, that was 1991. If you weren't there, you had to be there,
Oh, you
but
had
you
to.
can't be unless what happens in this film comes to fruition. Then we've got a time machine. But even then, you'll not be going back. You'll need to send your wee robot back.
That's very true. Very true indeed.
So, everybody, Terminator 2, James Cameron's in 1991 super sequel hit. The cast is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, Patrick Robert, Edward Furlong, Errol Bowen, Joe Morton. What?
Who's Patrick Robert?
I don't know, mate. I knew that was rag right away.
Ah, that's his evil twin, that.
Joe Morton, S. Epatha Merkson, Jeanette Goldstein, and Xander Berkeley. I don't know why that's done that there. I knew at the time that's fuckery right there.
Aye.
So to correct myself, it's Robert Patrick.
Aye. And special credited mention for Lisa Hamilton, Linda Hamilton's sister, who also had a big role to play in this film as well.
Aye. Aye, it's a family number, this film.
Mm.
And we'll maybe get on to why, but can you give us a quick rundown of the synopsis or the plot of whatever word we choose to use this weather?
Certainly will, mate. Certainly will. Obviously, this is a follow up to the famous Terminator, which was released in 1984. So this takes place in 1995, 11 years later, which kind of coincides with John meant to be 10. But when John, Sarah Connor's 10-year-old son, is attacked by the T-1000, a new robot created by Skynet to destroy humanity, the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, takes it upon himself to fight the T-1000 to save John and the human race. Nutshell. Nutshell shit
Aye,
that.
aye, that's aye, very, very to the point. But I mentioned this was a sequel, mate,
Mm-hmm.
and there's often, well, I say often in the conversation, it pops up in many of my conversation. What is the best sequel movie ever made? And this enters the conversation plenty of times.
Oh, aye. Definitely. Definitely, mate. This was the, the first movie was so ahead of its time and great, and it took the fucking movie world by storm. But this, James Cameron just he bided his time for a few years, and he just took this to the next level, man. Because story, action, prosthetics, CGI for its time, everything was just groundbreaking. Even the chases, do you know what I mean? Vehicle chases, the music, just awesome. It had a budget of 100 million. I've got here, and it made back 520.8 million, which was not to be sniffed at, not to be sniffed at all. Calculating that into today's money, it would have probably made 1.5 billion, allegedly. Do you know what I mean? So
Aye.
just shows you the gravitas that the film had. You can't whack that 5-1. It was nominated for many Academy Awards. But it got the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. It got an MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Movie as well, plus a rake of other things, didn't it?
Aye, aye. I won the 4 Oscars. I mean, any film that takes away an Oscar, no, I mean, they're revered. But it's even talking about the special effects and all that in this, they're still good. You know what I mean? Even the liquid metal part, like you say, it's James Cameron waited a couple of years before he made this. It was actually waiting for technology to catch up so he could make he already had in his head that he wanted the liquid Terminator. You know what I mean? So
which is quite perverse, isn't it? technology, waited on technology, made a film about bad technology. You know what I mean? Because it was ILM again that done that kind of effects because they first done it in the abyss, wasn't it?
Aye.
With the water kind of bit, which was fucking great as well. But I remember, I don't know how 13-year-old me got into the movies to see this, but 13-year-old me got into the movies to see this. I was always big for my age, you know what I mean? But I get in anyway. I know who I was with. I was with Brian McDonald. He was 4 years older than me. He was my mom's pal's boy. And we went to ABC and Circle Street to watch it. And I remember seeing the first bit, him being liquid metal, and I was like, ah, mother funky man, this is awesome. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. That's mate, I think I've seen this far too young again. But I am of the opinion Wayne should be watching shit like this.
Aye.
Because it's fucking see like a lot of the lines and all that in this. I remember saying a lot of the lines in this, or the things that these are cool stuff to say. And I think it was because I was so young. I think that's why I see this film and all. Uh, I think it's brilliant.
Aye.
Love
It's
it. Know
amazing,
what I
mate.
mean?
Considering it is 33 years young, it's still sitting in IMDb at 8.6 out of 10. And the Rotten Tomato people, 91%, which is
Aye.
round about my ballpark.
Aye. That's what I mean, mate. That's just for it to still be that high regarded. Like, I mean, see the whole franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, this is the best one. I know other people prefer different ones, but this is the best one for me
Oh, it is,
in the
without a
entire
doubt,
franchise.
for me as well. Aye.
I mean, I seen this one before I seen the first one, so kind of blew my mind that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the baddie in the first one. Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Mad Paul Kelly there. What's happening with you?
Hey, mate. Hey.
No, I've done that as well, but aye, it's great, man. I'm actually wanting to do the full booner. I want to do that this week, starting for Terminator 1, do this again, Terminator 3. I remember
Yeah.
the third one came out to get a wee bit of a bad rap, but it's a smashing film as well. But this is by far and away the biggest, best, in our opinions anyway, in it, of the
Yeah.
franchise.
It's an action film. Fucking is what it is. Sci-fi action, super duper. Like chase scenes like you've already mentioned are next level.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking especially the end one when they're going to the smelting factory, you know what I mean?
Smelting accident. Hey,
uh,
everybody, I'm Dutch. Isn't that weird? oh, brilliant.
but see, just to start this film and all, mate, it is fucking superb. See, I look into the Terminator future that you only kind of got glimpses of in the first film.
You did.
The opening of this is immense.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that apparently the opening to this movie cost more than the entire budget of the previous film.
Wow.
Aye.
And there's a couple of. I watched the uncut director's cut with the deleted scenes in it as well. And there's a couple of scenes. Well, to be honest with you, all the deleted scenes, I'm like, what the fuck were they taking out for? They did add, they added, not much, but they didn't take away for anything. Do you know what I mean? But I can see that when it first opens, mate. Yeah, the first thing that hits you is how polished it looks for the first one. The first one, if you've ever seen the original first one without it being digitally remastered and all that, it is a very much feels like a B movie. It's the lighting and camera and all that kind of stuff. But it's a great opening, mate. Great opening.
Aye. Well, talking about deleted scenes and all that, apparently, well, that could have been done to the studio because apparently the studio wanted to cut out the scene at the bar
Aye, I heard
For
that. Fuck's sake.
for whatever reason, I don't know. Know what I mean? It's just
Would I never seen that fucking waitress through Arnold's eyes going, oh, that's brilliant, man.
Oh mate, it's just I don't understand these. She does it sometimes. It's just why. And then I'm wondering if that's what it is. I know there was this perceived thing that audience when they sit longer for things and all that, but even with the deleted scenes, the film's not that long. Know what I mean? It's not as if you're going to be bored.
Aye. Well, it's no long by the day, Sanders. My running of time of it was 2 hours 35 minutes with the added scenes in it.
No,
That's nothing these days, isn't it? No.
no, no. Fuck. Watching films now, they're 4 hours long and all that.
Aye. As I said, watched that time cut last night, and sometimes when I'm watching a movie, I just push the done button to see the wee time scroll to see how long I've got to go. And I was like, oh, it's about 8 minutes left. It was only for an hour and a half. I'm like, fuck, we got a lot done here. Jesus, in the last 28 minutes.
Aye, aye, one of the best bits for it. But aye, special effects in this film, mate. Special shout out to them. They're tremendous. I mean, I know we touched on it with the liquid metal stuff, but see, just the practical effects, it's they're superb, man.
Aye. And a big shout out, which we don't usually do. I don't know why, but a big shout out to all the stuntmen and women in this movie as well, because I've watched the making of this. It's on YouTube, you can watch it.
Mm.
I remember at a time as well, see when the bit when Arnie comes off on the bike and it's in slow motion,
Aye,
and people were fucking going after him. Oh, it's a stunt man. You're fucking right, it's a stunt man. Do you know what I mean? Why is that ruining the film for you? But it's fucking good. You need to look for it. You know what I mean? But the stunts in this are awesome because I think they go through 6 or 7 trucks to make that sequence, the chase sequence and all that, and countless bikes and the motors that they need to ram through, and the
aye,
stuntman sitting having to go physically to this bridge that's going to take the top of the truck off and all that.
exactly.
Cut! That's a take. Is he all right, Dave? You all right? Dave just pops you up. Yeah, okay.
Aye, aye, as mate, it's a thing that people. I think it's changing these days that there should be some sort of award for the stuntmen and all that. But you're right, the stunts in this are fucking superb. I mean, what was it? Bill Hicks. I remember him making a joke about it. Wow, the stunts in Terminator 2 are so good. How do we make these better? And he's like, I think we should just use old people and just have like Chuck Norris kick their heads off and all that. It's just brilliant, man. But see, like the makeup and stuff. Also, there's a scene in this where Arnie reveals that he's a Terminator. See that bit alone, it's fucking fantastic. Just peels the skin off, and there's this just mechanical horn, and it just looks so real.
Aye. See, the thing that makes it look so real is having to give a bit of force to rip it off. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, yes, ripping that off. He's indoor
And then,
skeleton.
and it's just you've seen it in the first movie as Arnie starts to deteriorate and all that. You start to see the machine under the skin and all that. But see, in this, I think they've done it a lot better,
Oh,
especially with the stuff on the face and all that. It was brilliant, man.
it was awesome. Even the first film's got some deleted scenes, by the way. There's a longer period in the mirror taking his eyeball out and blah blah. Anyway, but in this
Aye.
one, even though you know it's practical effects, he's walking towards the Polis and open fire, and his face is starting to come apart and all that. It still looks absolutely brilliant, by the way.
Aye. That's it, mate. It's just the special effects and all that, practical effects, superb. No, I mean it's you can see why it was like the cutting edge, as people like to say. No, I mean it was the razor of films. No, I mean
Telling you. I think James Cameron, I think if I remember correctly, I never wrote it down. He says that the most difficult one to pull off was the T1000 coming through the bars, and then somebody had just the awesome idea to highlight it further by the fact that his gun isn't liquid, and that's what gets caught in the bars.
Aye.
Genius thing.
Aye. Mate, there's so much attention to detail in this film as well that you don't take for granted. But like you, I'm guessing you've watched this film fucking T1000 amount of times. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But it's just the small things that you just take for like, well, man, Patrick Robert, his brother, but Robert Patrick, he's playing a machine and he trained himself to run while breathing through his nose, so it looked like he wasn't breathing when he was running.
Aye.
He
Right.
trained himself to practice shooting a gun without blinking because the machine wouldn't blink.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then even when they're fighting in the smelting factory, all the other characters are sweating, including Arnie, because he's got it's bio fucking whatever on him.
Aye, living
The
tissue.
the T1000 doesn't sweat.
Mhm.
Mate, it's just the attention to that detail. That's brilliant, man.
That is. You're right, mate. He undertook a rigorous running regime and practiced breathing only through his nose in order to appear to be a cyborg that could run at high speeds without showing fatigue. He had trained so hard that he was able to catch up to Edward Furlong on his dirt bike, no problem. In
Aye.
real life.
Aye. And I had to shoot it a couple of times because they caught him. Like that. Wowza.
Cut. Patrick, come on. Stop showing off. Time is money,
Oh,
baby. Time is money, baby.
but he's not the only one that went and done a severe amount of training and all that for this. And by the way, this is I know we've mentioned this a few times, right? Like how women are perceived on fucking film and all this. There hasn't been an action woman and all that. People must forget about this film. Because, right, Linda Hamilton herself, right? Just the stuff she done. She done weapons training, right? That equated to 3 hours a day, 6 days a week for 13 weeks. She learned judo and became a marksman just for this film.
Mhm.
Know what I mean? And that's how, to me, you hear shit like that. Like that. What was her name? Say Jennifer Lawrence or something. As soon as she said that, I was like, ah, fucking hell, man. What? Linda Hamilton must have sat in the house going like that. Is that right? Aye. Fuck.
All right, aye. Aye, mate. All that. And then she still had time to fit in a rigorous physical training regime as well to get her body fat count down to, I think it was like fucking 7% or something like that. But you see, more prominent when she's at the border at Enrique's and she's stripping down a gun and she's just got a vest top on. You can see every kind of bone and muscle and all that. We're talking about the arc between Terminator and Terminator 2. Her arc is fucking fantastic because she was a not dizzy, right? That's the wrong thing to say. She was just the sweet little girl next door, worked in a diner for minimal wage and had no other aspirations than to go to the club with her pal once a week, you know what I mean? She'd no,
Aye.
but she's became this warrior queen. Do you know what I mean? The mothership of the savior of the fucking planet. And you can totally believe that she's done everything that John tells the Terminator that she's done. Like shack up
Aye.
with guys to learn stuff and do you know what I mean? Blowing up chemical plants. It's amazing, man. She's awesome. For a long, long time, I didn't like her in this film because I was like, she's a pure bitch, man. She's fucking but she's meant to be like that, you know what I mean? She's got
That's
to
it.
be.
Aye. She's having to train her boy, get her boy prepped for this fucking bad shit that's coming. Know what I mean? And it's fuck. What it says, mate, it's it's a thing I harp back to. Look, I grew up seeing this, know what I mean? So assuming you were seeing like the stuff that's come out now, that fucking woman having been shown on be the lead action thing with all that. Technically, she's a lead in this
Aye.
because see for the most part, Arnie's just there. Know what I mean? He's not a focal point, and she's narrating the story. I know, so this is kind of her film.
Mhm. Aye.
It's
That's the pleasing thing.
no,
Arnie will always be front and centre on the poster because that's what people
aye,
come back to see. The Terminator. Oh, what's he going to do now? But everybody else's story in this is fantastic, and hers is the fucking glue. I think that everything has to be around because she's lived it. She knows what's going to happen just as much as the Terminator does.
that's it. Exactly it, man. It's like I say, it's kudos to the old training for the bay from there because as I paid off. Know what I mean? I've got
Aye,
I've got my hard lady, action lady, and we've got a guy that's actually looks like an android of some sort. So
aye,
bravo, bravo.
aye. Well, I've got two guys that look like fucking androids because Arnold obviously
Aye,
he nailed that shit. You know what I mean? But
aye,
another good
aye.
story, another good bit of trivia surrounding our young aspiring actor, young John Connor, Edward Furlong. Production took significantly longer because Edward Furlong started to grow. In real life, he took a wee stretch. He was noticeably younger in the desert scene than in the other scenes. His voice began to break and had to be pitch adjusted in post production. He'd also grown quite tall over the months that for one shot late in the production schedule, he had to stand in a hole in the ground in order to maintain continuity and height difference with Linda Hamilton.
Aye.
Fuck. Must have took a stretch. Jesus, must have woke up, fucking trousers up to his knees.
Green giant. Aye, aye. But yeah, that's the only one that done the old physicality stuff there because apparently, um, Big Arnie when he's shooting his gun during the chase and he's spinning that gun, apparently tore the skin off his horn.
Aye.
And back to our Linda, she went permanently deaf in one ear while shooting a gun in the lift. So people gave for their craft.
That's it. The day pay for it. And Linda Hamilton's twin sister, I called her Lisa, it was Leslie, sorry. Just to give people a wee bit of background on that, she was used as a double in scenes involving the two Sarah Connors. For example, when the T1000 was imitating her, and in the scenes not in the theatrical release, but on the DVD, as a mirror image of Linda, which I watched. Do you know what I mean? Which was,
Yeah.
she's an identical twin. And as a father of identical twins, I like that.
Aye. Well, like I was saying, I know it's not the only twins. The two
No,
security guards,
aye.
which again, knowing that now, I remember watching that going, it's fucking amazing how they've done that.
Mm,
I mean, because the fucking the technique now is I will film you in this bit and then we'll film you in that bit and we'll put it together. And I'm going, it's fucking seamless.
it's the best I've ever seen, man. It's better than Back to the Future. Oh, do you know that way as well, right? Now, when you buy something, for me, it's a new motor. That's when you start noticing the same car everywhere, right? It's the same way. I don't know, t-shirts or whatever. I can imagine you just start noticing it. See that these twins, the cop twins, everything. They've been in millions of telly things and film
Yep.
things ever since. I'm like, it's the Terminator twins.
I know I was trying to remember the fucking other film I've seen them in that just totally moved my nut. But you're right, mate.
It's that many. You just can't pinpoint it.
Aye. It's fucking brilliant, man. Brilliant. Well, talk about Robert Patrick, right? Being classed as a T1000.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked to learn it wasn't the first choice for the role. Right?
Nearly never got it.
Aye. And see the other two people that they thought they wanted is fucking, it baffles me in the end. Steven Seagal was manning him right, which is just fucking nuts. But the other one that didn't happen because of a motorcycle accident, it says on the internet, was Billy fucking Idol.
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck?
See, see, back in that time, I know he'd have just been dressed the exact same as Arnie with the same hairdo as fucking Arnie, except it'd be bleached blonde. And Steven Seagal has never fucking ran in his life. Even peak Steven Seagal. Watch peak Steven Seagal films, people. Anyone you want to mention. All he moves is his fucking horns. That's it. That's
Aye.
peak Steven Seagal. Know what I mean?
For years, I thought he was just see a cut out. There was a guy that knew karate and all that, and just puts his arms through the holes and just. Oh, it's fucking. Oh, mate, soon I read that, that fucking totally blew man up. I was like, really, man? And there was another part in this film, the Dyson part,
Uh-huh.
and that Denzel Washington knocked that part back because he says all he is scared and dies, and I'm like that. Oh, fair enough, but
You motherfuckers.
that's it. But fucking nah, it's just couldn't imagine this film without Robert Patrick.
No.
It's
No.
because he's done it that well. You know what I mean? It's just seared into your head.
Aye. Just he's iconic. He's still dining out half it. I used to follow him on Instagram at the Comic Cons and all that stuff, and people have made models. He'd splitting apart and all that, and he's signing them. And all that. He's been in a couple of like TV series and stuff like that. I don't remember seeing him in any kind of movies, but he always reminds me, and I don't know why, right? It's maybe just me. He reminds me of your man that played the original RoboCop. Because anything I've seen him in after it, he's usually a cantankerous fucking baddie. You know what I mean?
Aye, what's his name again? Peter something.
Ah, can't remember. But
Aye.
Didn't see him for ages because you always knew him for RoboCop. And then he appeared in Dexter as a fucking crook cop baddie and all that kind of stuff.
Aye.
Robert Patrick's much the same.
But, yes. But aye, so this film, see the way that Skynet survives.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was very smartly written. Like you think shit's been taken care of in the first one. How does Skynet survive? And then that's when you find that it's this company found remaining parts of the last Terminator, and they're just deconstructing it. Know what I mean? But even see the way they're talking in the factory about these bits of machinery like that. Where did it come from? Like it's alien. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was smart. Just
aye, it's that age old adage in movies. Should I mess with the timeline to make things better? And then somebody will always say along the way that because a lot of times things don't change, but somebody will always say, but if destiny's meant to happen, it'll find a way. And sure enough, you know what I mean? Linda Hamilton never cleaned the fucking steelworks in the first movie. Took her bits with her. You know what I mean?
Aye, because it was like much like see when the third one came out, I went, how the fuck does that happen? Because obviously after this, everything has been cleared. There's no existence of Skynet, but obviously it comes through something else. Not I mean, it was always meant to happen. You know, going right, okay, I'll get on board with it. But
so the saying "no fate, but what we make it" is a bit redundant. No fate,
aye.
but we can only delay. You know what I mean? That's basically
it. Aye. Oh, and here, by the way, end of this film when Big Arnie goes into the smelting pot. I'll tell you now, the age I was first time I watched it, great. Absolute broke my heart, in fact. I was inconsolable.
aye. Because aye. What age were you, roughly?
Oh. So I don't think I was at no, I mean I would have been about primary 3 or something, I've seen it.
right? So you're about 7-year-old. I was
Aye.
13. So we are either side of the 10-year-old that John is portraying. See, watching this film, you take on a Arnie as a fatherly figure in the film. He's a protector.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? He'll never let you down, all right. He's always going to be there for you. And then at the end, I was fucking greeting and all in the pictures, kidding on, I wasn't. Because you've just went on a journey with this guy and knew he's away. You're like, nah,
Aye.
you live for another 120 years, man. Nah, you'll heal.
Aye. I remember it, man. I remember that night. Fucking, it sort of seared into my head. It's very vivid. Fucking after watching it in my auntie's room, and I walked in, and I'm greeting my granddad's like, start with him. I just watched Terminator 2.
Just he's just seen the thumbs up. Oh, my head. Well,
Oh, no, the boy,
no, the
the boy.
boy. Edward Furlong immediately got along with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a young actor had grown up without a father figure himself, and Schwarzenegger could fill that role both in front and behind the camera. Linda Hamilton joked that she experienced excruciating moments when she was forced to listen to Schwarzenegger give Furlong advice about women, and stated that they did so well together because they were emotionally the same age. Which we've now come to know that Arnold was a bit of a boy behind the camera. You know what I mean?
He's the hound dog, as Elvis would say. But
You a nutty buddy hound dog touching women's breasts. Come on, let's go to the club. But I'm 10. Shut up.
but by the way, I know we've already gave Linda Hamilton credit for the old action woman thing and all that, but see in this film, she plays the unhinged woman, knows the doomsday is coming very well.
Oh, no fucking. Aye, no half. No half. A lot of that's got to go down to the way she was portrayed on camera as well. Obviously, makeup and wardrobe and James Cameron's direction, because her hair, when she's in at the very start, you see her in the asylum and all that, and she's trying to play the cam and she's got the fag, but it's burnt away down to her fingers and all that. Her hair's just been washed. You can tell it's spotlessly clean, but it's like dry straw and it's down above her eyes. So she's behind this curtain. You know what I mean? But her physical acting's brilliant, mate. You can't. Aye, you're right.
Aye.
Absolutely.
I just in the mental hospital alone, just see the whole fucking see when she's being interviewed. So when you're watching the video about her talking about what's going to happen in the future and all that, it's fucking. It's just, yes, you're a bit mental.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
snotters, slabbers, and determination. It's
Aye,
fantastic.
it's brilliant, man. Let's say it's the acting in it for people, what they were asked today is on point. You know what I mean? And it's fucking. But I brilliant, man, brilliant. Because I remember, like you know, saying I was wee, I'm going, she's a bit of a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? But you're like, aye, because she fucking knows the end of days is coming, and we need to be ready for this shit.
Because it's almost as if, and I understand why, motherhood becomes second to protection. She can't. She tells Johnny was stupid for rescuing her.
Aye.
He thinks she's getting a hug off her, but she's really checking him for bullet holes and wounds and all that. And he's can see him getting. Why do you cry?
Aye.
What's wrong with your eyes?
It's
hard. It's hard to watch that for a mother-son point of view, because it's almost as if she severed the maternal link, when really her maternal link's so good that it's bypassed the mollycoddling stage and the love and the things that a kid needs. You know what I mean?
Aye, definitely, man. Which brings me on to something else I know here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've always kind of wondered it myself, but we've never had this kind of platform, like, to kind of thrash it out, right? See, when she's escaping and she sees Arnie not coming down, and she sees this Terminator, and she eventually fucking Arnie sorts all they cunts out. By the way, another thing that's in this film, see a lot of people getting thrown off walls and their heads getting concussed. It's a big part in this film, right? But see when Arnie puts his horn out and goes like, "Come with me if you want to live,"
Aye.
right? for a time, I just kind of went, "Oh, there's that line for the first film and all that," and it was like, "Hey, it said the thing, right?" But do you think that was a message for John in the future to trust this Terminator?
100%, 100%. Because I also believe that John, when he sent Reese back in the first one, told him to say that line. It's sort of because we're led to believe that Kyle Reese is in awe of John Connor. It's his hero. It's a guy that saved him, picked him up out the gutter, and brought him up and all that. So you can imagine Kyle Reese repeating everything John says, or everything John says is sacrosanct. So, aye, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
It might have been a motto for finding survivors in the future. Come to me if you want to live. Come to me if you want to live. You know what I mean? But it was great, great, because that probably flicked her switch to take his on.
Aye, that's what I've always kind of wondered. Like, she's not going to believe her boy that this thing's fucking sound and all that. Maybe it's brainwashed him into come on. But then that come with me if you want to live. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems very out of character for a Terminator. Know what I mean? And I'm just wondering if it's John's message for the future. No, here, listen, get on board, mother.
Aye. We talk a lot about fan service. That's that's no fan service for fan service sake. It's in there and it's got meaning. It's not just a line for the first film. You're right, mate, to highlight it. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking aye. Brilliant.
Well, since we mentioned scenes, mate, give me some of your top dabby favourites that you love and need to see.
Oh, I've got so many actually. Because it was going to be cut for the film, the biker bar. Very early in the film. It's just great. It's factual. It's needed. It's a bit of comedy factor in it, I know. And it's letting you know that Army's back. Just because very quickly in the film, after the opening futuristic scene and all that, we very quickly get the arrivals. And that's brilliant. I know the sphere comes and then disappears, and you're left with the Terminator. And the surrounding area of the sphere, the metal is all red hot. And if you look for it, you'll see the red hotness cool down and it disappears. That's brilliant. So he's a naked guy getting into a biker bar and he's scanning everybody. That's great, man. And he just finds the guy that fits him. And it's give me your clothes, your books, and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please. And then there's a wee hullabaloo where he kicks everybody's arse. And even when he throws the big guy into the kitchen and he lands on the hot plates, fucking smashing. So he walks out of there to bad to the bone. And you're like, yes. And just before he goes, the big guy tries to, can't like you take the guy's wheels, son. Walks up, takes a fucking shotgun off him, and walks towards him menacingly. And then just takes his sunglasses out. I wonder how many takes it took him to take the sunglasses out and drop the leg and put it on the wanny.
I forget it caught on a button and all that. Like, for fuck's sake.
Stay still, you fat piece of shit. So, mate, I'll go with that one after that. Give me one of yours so I don't steal them.
Well, I've already mentioned it, but the T-800 showing Dyson, the exoskeleton, it's just fucking is burned into my head. Like, just because you're like, what is he doing here? No, I mean, see just the knife and it's just so blasé, just cutting like skin off, and then this thing just waving at him, and you're just imagining the people going, "What the fuck am I looking at? what is going on?"
Look at Anakin.
It's just because it's the music and everything in there. See that scene? It's very kind of haunting, and it's probably the best scene ever in movies to get somebody on board. I know how to
Aye.
look. Why have I to believe you? Come on. And then just there. That's why. Listen to me very carefully. Like that. Aye.
Aye.
It's just,
No other proof or excuse needed, wasn't there? No?
no, no. It's just so good, man. It's like we've already said, looks realistic. Just aye. Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Mhm.
Because then all man for yourself, mate.
Another one for myself. I'll go with the storm drain chase that we touched on briefly, where the T1000 is chasing John on his dirt bike. He's in the truck America, car a truck there, dude. And Arnold is trying to play catch up to help John. I remember playing the Nintendo, no the Super Nintendo, no Nintendo 64, the Nintendo, the first fucking Nintendo game of this, which I had, and there was a bit you're on the bike and all that, chasing to try and catch up to John, and see when he's crossing the roads, you have to shoot the fence, the lock in the fence for the fence to open to get down it and all that's amazing. But that whole sequence, that whole chase scene is excellent. As we mentioned earlier, the stunts in it. That's just there's two slow motion scenes in this. One is a truck coming off the highway landing, and the disbelief in John's face is that just fucking happened. And then the slow motion of Arnie on the bike. Because again, you're talking about the music here, mate. The music's building up until he comes right after that edge, goes, vrrr, music cuts it, lands, and the music starts again. Awesome. That's the whole thing's brilliant. Right up until
Mate, see,
the truck crashes and he walks out it, Liquid Man. You're like that. Oh.
that's what I was just going to say, man. It's just the whole, all right, aye, they've beat him. You know that's not the end of the film, but you're like, he'll be a wee bit incapacitated, wee bit of damage on him, but no, just walks out the fire, pure nonchalant. You're going, oh, this is a different creature.
We've not seen him before.
um, I'll say, I'll say one that doesn't really. It's I didn't. I've not wrote it down, but see, just think about it. See when John phones his step parents, his adopted parents. See just that whole scene, that whole back and forth. Like she picks up the phone, you think she's just making food. Like you're as oblivious as John is, and then obviously Arnie imitates John's voice, catches the T1000 out right. But see this whole thing, you hear what's his name again? The da.
Todd.
I just Todd. I tell him to get his ass home and all that. You see her roll her eyes, and then fucking you hear this, kink, and you're going, "The fuck was that?" it's no revealed to you until they hang up the phone, and then just it pans out, and this poor bastard's fucking pinned to the cupboard. You're going, Jesus! It's just brilliant, man. So good.
As you say, rolls her eyes as Janelle, but also frees up the hand that she's on the phone with. Like she's on that, she goes, puts the phone in that hand. Fuck you. You're doing man nothing. Shut up, you fucking mutt.
See that guy I know, mate? He's perfected playing like a whining, unlikable asshole for some reason. Because I'm sure he's the guy that runs one of the tunes and The Walking Dead and all that, and he's just
Yes. Aye.
He's just
He's a fucking coward. He's a leader of the whatever area it is.
Hilltop. Hilltop, aye.
Hilltoppers. Aye. He's just a greeting tone-faced bastard. Not he holds all the whiskey and all that shit. Prick.
But see, just that scene, mate. I think it's good on so many levels. That how it was just this thing is just it's like a predator. Mm-hmm. It's like fighting the predator. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then just the intelligence by the T800 to imitate his voice. What's the dog's name and all that? Fucking Wolfie. And you're just but
it's great. And it's highlighted by Arnie quite a lot. because he knows what it'll do because it's exactly what he'll fucking do. And he keeps
Aye.
telling John that. Do you know what I mean? I need to go and get my ma. Oh, negative. No, that. Because I would do it, you know what I mean? And it's great.
Aye.
Absolutely great,
See,
mate. You're right.
see the German Shepherd that's out there.
There we go.
Is that the same? Is that the
Wait
same
on it.
German Shepherd?
Wait on it.
Is it the same? Is it the same German Shepherd that Sarah gets at the end of Terminator 1?
What a fucking brilliant point, by the way. Could well be. Could well be. I always thought it was because in the first one, it seems to be always be German Shepherds. But aye, it is. It is. I've decided it is, mate. That's a brilliant point. I love that. Aye, because
Well,
obviously she's pregnant and she's got this fucking German Shepherd there.
aye. And it's just when you hear Todd saying like that, how many times have I told him to get rid of that fucking mutt? And it's like, so did John come with a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean?
Aye, I'm having that. I am having that. Definitely. That's the one he
Well,
was
that
brought
makes
up with.
what happened to that dog even fucking worse.
Aye. I thought you would have skirted round it, the death of the canine, but there we go.
No,
You
no,
done well,
no.
mate. You done well. You kept your bottom lip in check there. Didn't
Aye,
even mention the bloody collar.
aye, right now. Well, after this, I'll be like,
uh, for myself, I will say another one. I'll try to pick one that's not as in your faces everybody loves. There's a deleted scene in it very early on. It's a dream sequence where we're in the mental institute. Sarah's just been locked up after no getting her parole or getting her minimum security granted and all that. And all of a sudden, Kyle Reese, Michael Biehn is in the cell with her, and they're having a right good bit of dialogue. They're hugging, and he's telling her how important she is, and referencing the first movie. And he walks out on her, and she chases him down the corridor, and it's like that dream where everything you're trying to get so fast, he's getting further away and stuff. And then she wakes up in the position hugging him, and he's no there and all that. It's brilliant. Again, I don't know why it wasn't used, and don't know why Michael Biehn wasn't credited either. Do you know what I mean?
that's that's weird because there's like the whole thing as well. There's one of the scenes I didn't watch that version you watched, but I remember the scene where she takes the chip out of the T800's heat, and she's in the middle. I just hit this with a hammer and get rid of this fucking thing, and all that. But again, that didn't. Why did you didn't need to cut that out? Because that then, see at the end of the film where Arnie like, points to his head, you're going. So now you're like, why are you pointing to your head?
Aye,
You know what I mean?
You're right to reference that, mate, because it's fucking poignant. Because she's on the downswing and John puts his horns over it. She nearly smashes his horns, and John says to her, "Look, if I'm meant to be, we need him. We need him." She's blindsided by just getting shot at him, but he's like, "We need him. If I'm supposed to be this fearless leader in the future, maybe you should start listening to me for a change." And you see the lights going on in their eyes as if to say, "You're right, we do need them." And then she says to him, "Right, we'll do it your way." So, aye, it adds to the film. And then, obviously, when they put the chip back in, Arnold's obviously back online and he can see the time that's lapsed and goes, "Problem?"
Exactly.
No, we're all right.
No, we're just gonna get it back in there. But one for well, it's kind of a two-parter, but it's just see the end to this film. The last chase with the helicopter till we get to the Schmelting factory. It's just it's 90s action.
Aye.
Fucking guns are going off, shit's getting crashed into, just a whole manner of, and then you get a wee break in the middle where the van tips there and all that, and it's just like, I need your automobile. And it's just like, oh, yeah, take a wee brief, people. Right, we're going again. Know what I mean? But the add on to that, it's when the liquid nitrogen comes out and you've got the T1000 walking through it. again, see watching him break apart, and then once he gets shot, explode into it, and then just a wee puddle just coming together. See watching that the first time I seen it, I was like, this is fucking the best thing on the planet. It's just amazing.
100%. And as you say, at the start of that chase, how he procures the helicopter, he's poured himself liquid into the hole he's made in the helicopter window. So again,
Aye.
CGI and that is fucking smashing and amazing. And just says to the guy, get out. He can't love yourself at a helicopter. The chase is phenomenal. And that bit you've just mentioned, aye. It's slow motion explosion. It's fucking so good, man. It's good as well when you see how he had to do it, for like him walking onto his leg breaking up, he had to stand in a hole and all that kind of stuff. And I think they used a guy with a prosthetic leg at one point as a double as well.
Aye. It's like I say, mate. You just see that the imagination for that. It was like something like you're sitting there going, this hasn't been done. This has not been done before. I am watching fucking just pure imagination here.
And it also gets you to the point where you're like, what is going to kill this thing? What is going to do him in? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. It's indestructible. It's you blow it into a million pieces. It's turned itself into a puddle, and it's just joining back up again. You're going, how do you stop it?
But you're right to say that is only part one of two of the one big final act in it.
And and the whole steel mill, smelting factory, whatever we're calling it, that is just the cat and mouse thing to it. It's just brilliant. There's so many parts to it. You've got the two Terminators fighting, which is brutal. Know what I mean? When Arnie's getting his head smashed in, and it's everything. The big finale doesn't disappoint.
Big melt. It's horrible. I mean, Arnold's no deed yet, but we think he is. He gets his fucking head rammed to bits with a girder. He gets his arm twisted off, and then with that same big jaggy pole, he gets impaled. And then he does that and all to make sure he's getting the power source, doesn't he? And then you see his light in it. You're like, no!
Oh, no, the boy! No. And then again, just the whole determination, hey, Sarah Connor, when she's been impaled with this fucking pointy finger, know what I mean? Shout out to John and all that, and then no, it's fuck you, know what I mean? And it's like, again, I know I've mentioned it, but it's like you've hit there's the action woman. There was the first one. There was the mold. Kick on from there. Know what I mean? And the whole thing. People don't accept this. Everybody accepted this.
That's it. As I say, the transformation in her character for the first movie is night and day.
Aye.
It's very quickly off the back of the sequel to Aliens, when Sigourney Weaver just became a kick-ass bitch, you know what I mean? And then Linda Hamilton, kick-ass bitch, even further, I would say, because of the physicality and everything you mentioned that she had to train for to do. And she's totally believable. But that's brilliant. Big jaggy finger through the sword bit in the shoulder there. Call to John. Oh, fuck you. I know this hurts. Do you know what I mean? So the sadistic nature of the T-1000, I know this hurts. And that's he realised that fucking loved his love. Said that, you know what I mean?
That's it, the determination to survive and fuck you sort of thing. But that's what I was talking about. See how the attention to detail. See if you look at that scene. Like Sarah Connor is fucking sweating, hair's all matted and all that. And when you're getting a close up of the T-1000, dry as a bone. Know what I mean? And it's just, oh, aye, you've done your homework there.
Aye, the wee things, mate, you're right, absolutely right. So that whole scene's absolutely brilliant. Caveated in the end up it, where Arnold reanimates and then comes up on the conveyor belt. Get down. Second time he said that in the film. He says it to John at the start. And then he's got that big don't know what to call it, a bomb gun, a bomb shotgun, and he's doing it, and he's splitting the guy in two and all that, and he's just teetering on the edge to get into the fondue, the liquid metal fondue, and he no more shells into no. No.
It's 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 brilliant, man. It was a big finale of a brilliant film, and it didn't disappoint. You go just when you think you'd seen everything and all that in it, you go more, and I think it was just brilliant, brilliant for that.
There's other brilliant scenes in it as well, but I think I know some of mine, some of yours maybe as well, favourite lines will probably caveat into them.
Aye,
Just before we leave that scene that you're talking about, the T-1000's death in the metal, it's great, isn't it?
aye. It's like a monster dying in it, like a horror film. A creature just shape shifting. Obviously, it's brilliant, man. Just
You
the
see
manic
everybody's
music
copied.
behind it.
Aye.
Aye. See the manic music behind it, I know. Just this fucking aye. Get yourself to fuck.
Aye. Don't you come back to this?
Aye.
You get that. You get the reanimation of Janelle coming up, and then fucking fat security guard comes up, and there's a high pitched squeal, and it just reminded me of The Thing. You know what I mean?
Aye.
You're right, it's like a monster.
Aye. But that then follows with one of the fucking most emotional things in my fucking life. And it's just Big Arnie just dipped myself into the fondue, as you've called it. You've made light of my pain.
I know. I'm trying my best to make light of it, to just cushion the blow a wee bit. But the dialogue before it,
Aye.
because it's maybe something you wouldn't have thought about at the time. And he just says, one more chip. John's eyes just realise what the fuck. And he says, I can't self-terminate.
Aye. It's emotional, man.
Ah,
And even like, to the point Sarah Connor, she shakes his horn. Like she's came full circle. Like suspicious of everything, I'll kill all these things to know what I mean?
aye,
And
it stopped becoming a thing there.
aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye. That was superb, mate. What I say is it's stuff that you don't get in films now.
No.
But everything is sewn up and written well when you go, I'm satisfied with what happened there. Know what I mean?
Aye, 100%. It's that good a movie. It could have ended there. There could have been no need for any other movies after the back of it. That's how good it was, man. That would have been everything sewn up in a nice bow and all that, and we could have left that believing that humanity was safe. But there you go.
Aye. And there's always money to be made.
There
And
is.
one other one I'll mention is when Big Arnie just sets about all the police outside Skynet. But I think for me, it's one of the first films I'd seen like the minigun. Know what I mean? And then that just became the gun that would beat everything and anything you'd ever seen ever again.
Aye.
I know what I mean? It was just,
The
I
Predator
mean,
gun.
zero casualties. Know what I mean? You were just like, superb, man.
He must have seen Jesse the Body Ventura use that in Predator and think, I'm going to need to work that
Aye.
into something I do in the future.
Aye.
It's awesome. That's a great scene, that, mate, because he's walking towards the window, he just boots the desk through it, which is class, and then opens fire on all these police motors. All the while, when you see through his eyes, he's trying not to hit the police. He's obviously trying to injure them and stuff like that. And then that bomb shotgun thing comes out, and it's the noise that makes, boom, bang. Oh,
Yeah, it's just a big act. It's a 90s shit blowing stuff up. Know what I mean? And that's what it was there today. You've even got what do you call it? Hank for Breaking Bad leading the SWAT team, know what I mean? It was just brilliant wee kind of crescendo to things to get things like to build up to the final scenes.
so, see the detonator? Miles Dyson sitting. I don't know how much longer I can hold this. For the longest time, I didn't realise what he was holding above the detonator. And it was a bit of the model of the chip that he designed that he'd smashed up with an axe just before it, and I'm like, ah,
Aye.
brilliant. Use the technology to kill the technology. Fucking just so good, man.
Aye. Superb, man. That's can't say enough
What's,
about it. But
what's up with your favourite lines, mate? I'll ask you first.
I was just going to say that
I
there.
know, I'll ask
Through
you
all the
first.
scenes, we've seen bits and pieces and all that, then we'll just we'll get right into Arnie. Well, going back to when I first watched this, Hasta La Vista Baby. Just that was the coolest thing about me. It's the coolest thing you can say. So that's definitely one of them.
It was on T-shirts, car stickers, key rings, anything that was prevalent in the early to mid 90s and beyond, posters. That was the buzz line for this movie. Apart from, because I'll Be Back was the first one. I remember the promotion for this was He's Back. Do you know what I mean? To caveat, I'll Be Back, the first one. Everything after was just Hasta La Vista, baby.
And he didn't even want to say any lines. He's like, is this not a bit ridiculous and all that? Like that. Do you know learn your lesson for the first time, Arnie?
Amazing,
Aye,
mate.
it's obviously come with me if you want to live. We've got a lot of time for that. A lot of them have already said, I know now why you cry. Because it's like, oh no, oh no. And I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Just, I don't still say that to people, but it's every so often I'll say it about something. It's like, just, I need your cheese, your bread, and your butter.
Well done, mate. You've took the first four off of my list. First four fucking lines.
That's why I'm saying these because you're going to have all sorts.
I will. I know. I caveated them. That's a big word this week. Caveat.
I know
that word. The other ones for me are he's just swore that he's not going to kill MD. They turn up to Pescadero Mental Institute to save his mum. The security guard comes out. First thing he does is whips out his gun, shoots the security guard in his legs. John goes off his nut. You said you wouldn't kill anybody, and he just goes, "He'll live." Yay! Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What a line. Oh, brilliant. Another one is he's quizzing John about tears and emotion. And it gets to the point where eventually he's under the car, he's helping him, John's talking to him. The dialogue between these two in this section is fucking smashing, by the way, because they're both teaching each other. But Terminator just says, no, he says to him at the end, sorry, he says, I know now why you cry, but it's something I can never do. And it doesn't sound a lot when you say it like that, but in the context of the whole movie leading up to when he says it, it's as if I get it. I know now because I've learnt why you cry, but it's something I can't do. So that's amazing. Another one is when Sarah Connor, the unknown future toils towards us. I face it for the first time with a sense of hope. Because if a machine, a Terminator, can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too. Brilliant line to end off the movie. Another one, Dr. Silberman, you broke my arm. And Sarah just says, there's 215 bones in the human body. That's one. And I'll say another very quick bit of dialogue. When John says to the Terminator, we're not going to make it, are we? People, I mean. And the Terminator just says, it's in your nature to destroy yourself. And John says, yeah, made you drag, huh?
But see, and that's all of it all, mate. It kick-started a thing that I would always say to Manty and all that. And it's that part where he goes, we can't go round killing people. And Alan just goes, why? Because we can't. Why? I just started doing that to Manty for fucking everything. Like, you need to go to your bed. Why? Because I'm telling you, why? Just, I will fucking kill you.
Why? It's the answer a child would give. because it doesn't know why. It doesn't know any better. Do you know what I mean? And it's true. It's fucking great. Right at the start, when the two guys come over because John's squealing, and he says, "Douchebag, you call moi a douchebag? I can't believe this. Grab this guy." And he's going to shoot the other guy on the motor, and he pushes the fucking gun away. He goes, "Jesus, you're really going to kill that guy?" And Arnold says, "Of course, I'm a Terminator."
It's just it's what I made today. But it's fucking it's so good, mate. It's quotable. The action's brilliant. The acting with air. You know what I mean? Special effects. There's even emotion, and it's won Oscars. I mean, I'm not saying it's the perfect film, but it ticks so many boxes.
Aye, if you're the guy that wrote the check for the budget for this movie, and you had a list of the bullet points you wanted to come from this movie, everyone was fucking ticked. Everyone was ticked.
Yep.
Can I tell you one more line that I love and I use quite a lot? It's
Oh.
when Sarah turns up at Enrique's, and she says, I need my weapons, I need my stuff, I need a truck, I need clothes, I need food. And he goes like that, "Hey, no problem. How about the fillings of my fucking teeth?" So every time somebody asks me something I think's a bit fucking out of order, I say that. I know, fillings of my fucking teeth, I know.
Oh,
Just shove a brush up my arse and I'll shoot the flare and I like it. You know what I mean?
It was just sort of an on, mate. Somebody, there was a guy I was watching it. He was talking about this film, and it fucking tickled me because it's true, but it's no true. But he says, somebody see at the start of this film, right? See when you've got John and his pal cutting about a couple of wee tearaways and they're on the bikes and all that, and he's like, he said, he went, "Do you just think they look like the perfect lesbian couple?" I pushed myself laughing.
And you know something? He was right.
Oh man, it tickled me. It fucking tickled me. I was like, oh, and then see when you go, you've got a point there. It's fucking brilliant.
I still think it's amazing that a 10-year-old has a dirt bike.
Aye. Plus, I think we've not mentioned, and I thought you would have mentioned, Guns N' Roses gets a fucking fair belt.
Steal my thunder, prick. It was gone, mate. No, you're right. You're right. The music video, have you seen that? For You Could Be Mine?
Aye.
Because if people out there didn't already know it, Guns N' Roses are Arnold Schwarzenegger's most favouriteest band in the world. And he demanded with Jimmy Cameron to use one of their songs, and Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 were just hot property at the time, the double album release and all that kind of stuff, because they were looking for the longest time what song they were going to use. And it wasn't until Arnold had listened to the double album a few times and picked You Could Be Mine. And it fits, man. It so fits. And if you've not seen the music video, go into YouTube and watch it. It's really good, because you see Terminator walking in through his eyes, seeing Guns N' Roses and all that. Slash. Great.
Aye. But nothing else to say on T2, my man?
Loads to say, but I know about the time it is. Just, again, we say it all the fucking time. If you've not seen this film, please see this film. It's awesome. So much so that our good pal Andy, friend to the podcast, said that it's one of the first podcasts in a while when we revealed it that Amy get excited for his wife, who doesn't really fucking watch much films, which is like, yeah, it's brilliant, smashing, what a movie. And it is what a movie. And that's the kind of feedback we got off people on the Facebook group chat. If I can just divulge for a wee moment what people were saying about this. Where's my reveal video? This is bad, this Craig. Aye. There we go. So we got a good bit of level of response. Some of them were Ian DL, fantastic film. Can't believe that came out in 1991. Our good pal James Blackshaw. Oh, that's a pretty awesome feast for the eyeballs, that film. And we've got Tim, and we've got Hazel and others, Lee Manson. Johnny Glendinning, and Columbia Maya, because we've actually incorporated a right good few followers from across the globe, thanks to my Facebook bombardment of people just adding them as pals and try to add them in and stuff like that. But they've come in and says thank you and they like our thing, because as it stands, Facebook is at 358 souls. That's been up like in 18 since last week. The YouTube's 315. Obviously on top of the 1,800 X followers and nearly 500 of them, you said, on the TikTok?
Well, I think it's actually bypassed that, so well, it's went right off its nut. We're at 545 on the old tickety talk now. So
Jesus.
it's 547 actually now. There you go. Two while we're talking here. So aye.
Well, we're talking. Well, what did I say
again, it's much appreciated. Everybody that likes, follows, listens, watches. I mean, that's
this just in, Facebook group chat's up to 359. That's 359.
aye. It's like I say, it's good that people are watching and listening and all that. But
I appreciate it.
You're very much appreciated. And there you go. We're even counting you. There you go. That's how much you matter.
100%.
But it goes without saying, mate. But I'll ask you anyway. What you getting this film out of 10?
I'm doing the 10. I'm doing the 10. I've had 9 forever, never, but watching it again is just, it's lit a fire. And I can't see badness in it. The only thing I think we said was to be critical of this film was the exclusion of the deleted scenes. So they're no part of it, to be honest with you. So, I'm getting it a 10 out of 10. What about you?
Yes, I am the same. That's why I say it goes without saying. Like the franchise, I like all the films in this. No, the last one. Right, but that's just being negative. But it's.
Can I ask you, did you ever watch any of the series?
Aye, that was all right. That was all right, and then it kind of went off the road. To that point, I'm going.
Only lasted a couple of series each, didn't it? It was
aye.
Her Out of Garbage, wasn't it? She was in it.
Yep.
But I don't remember a lot about it, so I'd be interested to try and find them again. If I'm going to bust the movies over the next week, I can maybe put the series on my list. There was 2, wasn't there? There was one with her, and then there was the other one with her that used to be in EastEnders. Is that right?
Aye. Yep. Like I says, it was all right. Know what I mean? But you're not going to get like the production that you get in the films and a TV series. You know what I mean? That's just you need to come to accept that.
By the way, I mentioned the Nintendo game back in the day, which was awesome. But there was an arcade game, and it was one of the ones where the Uzis, you need to hold the actual physical gun, and they're coming at you. And it was more in the future when Skynet had taken over, and that was brilliant as well, man. Have you played any games?
Yeah. Oh no, mate. I've not had time. You see, I'm just out there walking dogs and plotting how to take over the world.
I mean, in the past, have you seen or played any of the Terminator?
For these, aye. There was. I had one for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 when the third film came out. I'm sure the one on the PlayStation 2 you played as Kyle Reese, and it was like the first film. You were in the future, fighting and all that stuff, and then you went back in time to save Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Aye,
Sarah Connor gives me a stunner.
The other one you played as the T-800. You know what I mean? That was like a first-person shooter, if I remember right. There was another Terminator one. Can't remember the name of it. Aye, I've played plenty. And it's... Again, that's why I'm saying. That's why I've given this a 10 out of 10. It's the best thing out of the franchise. So if you can't give a 10 to something that's the best of something you really like, what can you give a 10 to? So
And remembering now that this franchise in this year, 2024, is now 40 years old. And
Is
it's
it?
still as recognisable and poignant to this day. Everybody knows what a Terminator is.
Aye. I mean, aye. It's what off the rails a wee bit in regards to changing things, different ideas that haven't worked, but
Mm-hmm.
aye. People will find stuff they like in each of these films, and this one for me is the best one. So,
Totally agree.
aye. I even watched it in videotape. There you go. There you go.
Aye, same.
And in a big jaggy box.
Used to build joints in.
But aye, before we go, we'll do movie bingo first.
Hey, move a bingo, move a bingo, move a bingo. Yeah. Right, do you
So
have your list up, son?
I do, sir. I do. It's your turn to pick from this list.
Well, as we picked a sequel, which is generally the second thing, I'll pick number 2.
You've picked number 2.
Pick number 2. That's fucked that, innit? I will then pick. I'm not even going to think about it. Number 3.
Number 3. We're back with Mr. Brad Pitt, but this time he's a vampire. Interview with a Vampire will be the next movie.
Yes! Another film with a Guns N' Roses title track.
Aye. There you go.
I'm fucking
So there you go, everybody.
Delighted with it.
And,
Delighted with it.
And there's a wee bit of Mandela effect with this, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. People
Well,
remember it as interview with a vampire, but
That's right.
it's interview with the vampire.
I remember it as a
Aye,
vampire.
I remember it as a, or it's the other way about. It's one of them, but we'll discuss that.
Aye, we will. I'm excited about that. I'm fucking.
Aye,
We'll watch that in a minute. I'll tell you. And,
aye, a long time.
aye, I'll divulge more about my history with this movie next week.
Yes, but again, before we go, thanks to Quint for our tunage. You know what I mean? It's always nice to have a tune. Shout out to all the podcasts out there. And again, Native Origins, where the legacy, when it comes out. So it looks like comfy gear.
Why? I'll be getting it. Don't you worry.
Aye. And if there's anything else to say for yourself, fire in, Craig.
No, just echo everything you said there, mate. Thanks everybody for sticking with us, for loving and sharing, and it's yours that make us get out there. We can do all the social media stuff in the world. I know sometimes it might seem that you're getting bombarded, but it's just to keep it relevant. Let us know if you think it's too much social media, actually, or if it's not enough, or if you want to see more. I was thinking about it earlier on. There's a lot of people giving us a lot of movie suggestions, right? And that's great. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. At the moment, we're just doing the picking for a list thing, but that's not to say that we're no adverse to taking ideas on board, getting some guests on even in the future. If you want to come in and talk about the movie you suggested, that might be a thing we could incorporate later on. You don't have to be a movie buff. You just need to be like me and Chris, because we're no critics. We just like what we like, and we don't like what we don't like, and we like to talk about it.
What does I think, mate? If there's that many, mate, put them on a list. And just pick for that list, I know. At random.
I could do 1 week me, 1 week you, third week from the pot.
There you go.
Right.
The people have spoken.
Right, well, we can, on our separate platforms, I'm sure we could put a wee thing out there this week to just say, get your name in the hat, one film only. If you could pick one film that you want to hear us reviewing, what would it be? And if the first film that comes back is Black Widow, then I'm chucking
it. So there you go. There's a wee task for you folks. But
like that.
That's enough for me. And I'll see you on the flip side.
And enough for me as well. Thanks very much. Cheery bye.
Yes. Have a good one.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
So share your drink.